The Wrestling Ginger's top 10 pro wrestling matches of all time. Starting off the list at number 10 is Adam Hangman Page and Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks AEW Revolution 2020. AEW was still very fresh at this time, and everyone, including the Elite, were trying to elevate AEW to the next level, and they did with this match. For weeks, Hangman grew more and more disconnected from the Elite, trying to distance himself from the Elite, but every time he tried to get away, he would get closer to the Elite, winning the AEW Tag Team titles with Kenny Omega. The Bucks were working on Omega most of the first part of this match. Hangman finally got the hot tag, and the place erupted back and forth the rest of the match, some of the best spots and most high-paced tag team match we've ever seen. Hangman and Omega end up defeating the Bucks and retaining the AEW World Tag titles. Coming in at number 9, we have Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins inside Hell in a Cell from 2022. Cody had just returned to the company at WrestleMania 38, defeating Seth Rollins at the event. These two had a rivalry going all year after that, culminating to Hell in Cell. To conclude this blood feud, this match gets added to this list, not for the match itself, but for what it did for modern-day WWE. Hell in a Cell used to be the end to all blood feuds, being the most physically demanding match in all of WWE. For years, the Hell in a Cell after 2010 was used as just another match. Cody Rhodes tore his pectoral muscle the day before the match. Working out when Cody came out before the match started, he revealed his injury as the crowd saw his grotesque injury to his pectoral muscle. Seth Rollins did not let up on that injury during the match, and the visual of the injury added some very cringe-worthy spots. It was a good match that definitely showed the toughness of Cody Rhodes. After all the pain and suffering, Cody ends up with the victory over Seth Rollins, as it's the last time we see Cody Rhodes until the Royal Rumble in 2023. At number 8, we have Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 19. Brock Lesnar had won the Royal Rumble leading into Mania 19, and he chose to take on Kurt Angle. These two had huge rivalry ever since Brock Lesnar came to SmackDown. This match featured two amateur wrestling standouts in a great match that saw Brock hitting a shooting star press that could have ended his career. Brock was able to finish the match and hit the F5 on Angle to win the WWE Championship. Coming in at number 7, we have Ric Flair versus Macho Man Randy Savage, WrestleMania 8 for the WWF Championship. Flair had won the title by winning the Royal Rumble that year. Flair had to. He had revealing pictures of Miss Elizabeth from back in the day, culminating to their match at Mania 8. The match was not a spot fest by any means. It was a true showmanship of a match, filled with great storytelling by both men, ending in Macho Man Randy defeating Ric Flair to win his 6th WWF Championship. Coming in at number 6 is the first ever Hell in Cell match from Bad Blood, 1997, between The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. It was a great match, really showing what was in store for years to come with the Hell in a Cell match. Undertaker was commanding this whole match until the debut of his brother Kane is revealed. Kane tombstones Taker, and HBK rolls over Taker for the cover, ending the first ever Hell in a Cell match. At number 5, we have End of an Era, Triple H versus The Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell. With Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee, this match picked up from their match last year's War, where Taker deafened the game, but the game was the one that walked out. Taker thought about this match for a year, so much that he revealed he had cut his hair off. This match featured great storytelling between all three men, where Triple H was trying to do what his best friend couldn't over the course of this 4-year saga between these three men. We were the closet here to Taker losing the streak when HBK hit Taker with sweet chin music to a pedigree from the game, but Taker kicked out. The Miami crowd went nuts. At the end, it is The Undertaker keeping his streak intact, defeating Triple H, ending this saga from Mania 25 to 28 with these three superstars. Coming in at number 4, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret Hitman Hart in a no-DQ submission match with Ken Shamrock as the special guest referee. Hart was growing frustrated for months with his direction in the company and Vince McMahon. This match could be considered where Stone Cold flew to new heights as he turned babyface in this match, with the spot in the sharpshooter with the blood running down his face. Bret Hart turned heel in this matching, where we saw a double turn in one match. This was the beginning of Bret Hart's downward spiral in the WWE. To kick off the top three, we have HBK Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hitman Hart in a 1-hour Iron Man match. This match was the longest match in WrestleMania history, at the height of both these men's careers in possibly the most cutthroat rivalry we've ever witnessed in professional wrestling. This match was a very technically sound match. Both men are just magnificent in the ring. The match did not end at the 1-hour time limit and went into a draw. Shawn Michaels got the victory after a sweet chin music, winning his first WWE Championship in an all-time WrestleMania moment. At number 2, we have Hulk Hogan versus The Rock WrestleMania 18 Icon versus Icon. Hogan returned to the company from WCW in 2002, alongside the NWO Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, as Vince McMahon's Poison. In the weeks leading up, Hogan and the NWO put The Rock in an ambulance and ran a semi-truck into it. The Rock was the face coming into it, but the Toronto crowd wanted Hogan bringing back the power of Hulkamania and turning Hogan face again. We saw Hogan kick out of a rock bottom, hulking up, and the crowd going insane in an all-time great WrestleMania moment. At the end, it was The Rock hitting a third rock bottom on Hogan and pinning him 1-2-3 for the victory. Number 1, the greatest wrestling match of all time is The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25. This was the best match out of any match of the streak. The storytelling of it is considered not only the greatest WrestleMania match of all time, but the greatest match of all time, with The Undertaker defeating Shawn Michaels in a 45-minute all-time classic. Thanks for watching. Let me know your opinions on my list, and like, share, subscribe.